Hey, everybody, it's Jay Young, and today I want to share with you what some people may call a mystery, others call it a big secret. And it's really neither one of those, but when you have access to it, well, you have access to Fort Knox because it is huge. I'm talking about traffic and not the kind that you hate to get stuck in out on the interstate. Talking about the traffic that you want of people coming to your business, coming to your website, coming, calling you on the phone, that kind of traffic. And there are really three kinds of traffic. And the cool thing about the internet is that we're all grouped together in like minded congregations, right? So there's plumbers, and they kind of hang out with plumbers. It was back when I was in radio. Every, I don't know, maybe once a month or once a quarter, we would have these big dinners, right? It was to build a camaraderie, and we were all supposed to get together, and we were supposed to, to talk to people that we didn't normally talk to in our regular days. But it always ended up being this way. There would be 6, 7 tables, and all of the radio announcers were at one table, all the office staff at another table, all the manager type people at another table, the engineers at another table. The whole point was to get us to mix together, but we tend to like to group in our in things that are comfortable, and that's the way the internet is. And just like I said, there's, the plumbers kind of hang out together, the accountants, the dentists, they all kind of hang out in these groups or congregations. And when I mention the word congregation, what comes to mind? Church, right? So think of that. I mean, at a congregation is like-minded believers in a certain doctrine, right? So you've got the Baptists, they all hang out on Sunday at the Baptist church. The Presbyterians and the Church of Christ and the all you see where I'm going. So if you wanted to get your message in front of, say, the Baptists, you should either speak at that church or somehow hand out pamphlets as they go in. But I'm not talking about marketing to church. Maybe some people may want to market to church, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to set the stage of there are groups and congregations already out there. So when people in my line of work, they will say, it's hard to find traffic. That's not true. Traffic, people are out there. They are already in groups. You just have to dangle your hook. So imagine you're fishing, right? So you got a whole bunch of trout in a pond. They're already there, right? You just have to entice them to get on your hook. And that's exactly what marketing is. You have to have a hook, and you have to have some kind of a story to get them interested, and an offer. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today, because there are three different types of traffic. The first kind of traffic is traffic that you control. And what do I mean by traffic that you control? This is the traffic that, say, is on Facebook, it's on Google, it's on YouTube, it's on radio stations, maybe in a newspaper. You don't own their traffic. Mark Zuckerberg owns the traffic on Facebook, right? But if you give him some dollars, he'll let you fish in his pond. He'll let you dangle your hook in his traffic. And you can find all kinds of different groups and congregations within his traffic. The same with YouTube, and the same with, every other radio station, things like that. There's different formats that have different groups that follow that station. So that's traffic that you can control. As long as you can spend money, you can control some of that traffic. And the second type of traffic is it's traffic that you earn. And we did quite a bit of this on radio stations where artists, music artists would call and want to be interviewed. and we would put them on the air. We would talk to them. They didn't pay for that. They earned it. Say Kenny Chesney calls up and we put him on the air because it's kind of a win-win, right? It's a win for us. It's a win for him. People learn about him. They learn about a tour that he has or a new album that he has out. That's traffic that you earn. And you can do the same thing with maybe being a guest blog, a guest blog post, or maybe being somebody that's interviewed on somebody's podcast. So there are different ways that you can earn this traffic, and it can be kind of free, right? I mean, it takes some time that you have to do quite a bit of work to be able to earn your way into that. Maybe somebody does an article about you in the newspaper. So that's the type of traffic that I'm talking about. It's traffic that you earn. So those are two different kinds: the traffic you control, the traffic that you earn. But the big one, the one that is it's the keys to Fort Knox. It's the traffic that you own. And what traffic do you own? Well, it's what I've been talking about, building your list. You'll remember a few days ago I talked about how each person on your list has a value, a monetary value. And at the very, very bottom low end, if you have one person on your list, they're worth $1. So if you have 100 people on your list, at the very bottom, that's worth about $100 per month. So you have to start doing the math. Okay, if I've got 1,000 people on my list, I've got 10,000 people, I've got 100,000 people on my list. And again, I mentioned, if they were only worth $1, you'd be mad, right? Because a lot of times they're worth way, way, way more than $1. So the traffic that you own is the traffic that most businesses just leave on the table. They don't even bother with it. They don't even acknowledge that it happens. And the reason, because it can be a little bit difficult to grab that traffic. So anybody that is a customer, you get their name and you get some contact information, right? And now you own that person's information. They're on your list, and now you get 1,000 of those and 10,000 of those, and you can just go, you know what? I've got a great offer this week. We're maybe it's a home remodeler. We're putting in kitchen cabinets, and we've got 60% off. I'm going to tell 1,000 people on my list about this that have already expressed interest in home remodeling. Maybe they've already done some work, had some work done by us, and now you offer that 60% off. You don't have to pay Mark Zuckerberg for that. They're yours. That's your traffic. That's traffic that you own. And the more people that you have on that list, the more opportunity that you have, especially in times like this, right? Where coronavirus got things shut down. It's difficult for a lot of businesses, but imagine if you had a list of 10,000 people, 10,000 past customers, or even 10,000 almost customers that expressed interest once, maybe didn't buy, they weren't interested right now, but they might be in 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now. If you were able to present an offer to them. See where I'm going with that? So you've got the traffic that you control. That's the stuff you have to spend money on. You got to pay Mark Zuckerberg for that. Traffic that you earn. Maybe you get interviewed on somebody's podcast or a radio station or an article in a newspaper or a blog. And then there's the traffic that you own. And nobody can take that away from you. That's yours. And we've talked about nurturing that traffic and making sure that they stay active with you. And it's not one of those things where you go, all right, every 6 months you just throw out an offer. Hey, I want you to buy this. And you haven't done anything before that to let them know that you care about them, that you're interested, because once they know, like, and trust you, man, that's the keys right there. The keys to Fort Knox. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that starts to sink in a little bit and you're going, "Oh yeah, so I every time somebody buys something from me, I need to make sure I get their information so that person becomes a contact on my list and they're worth a buck at the lowest, probably a lot higher, but at least a buck at the lowest." And that's why I am so excited to be able to share with you the customer reignition blueprint, because we go in great depth into not only how to build that list, but how to nurture that list, what to do with that list. So thank you so much again for watching today. My name is Jay Young. Hope you have an awesome day.